It's Marley from the Energy Boutique, bringing you your November energy forecast. I want to thank you for tuning in, for getting all of the ups and downs for the month ahead, and making sure that you are prepared to navigate the energies coming at us here in November. I am going to recommend that you go ahead, you listen to November's energy forecast, where I go into a little bit more depth and detail on the Astro Events coming at us in November. And that way you can have a bigger, bolder picture on what it is that you can expect as you navigate the energies for the month. So coming into November, of course, we are smack dab in Scorpio season. We are smack dab in eclipse season. And because this eclipse season is taking place on the fixed sign axis of Taurus and Scorpio energy, that means that by default, as a fixed sign, you are seeing some pretty deep transformations taking place in your life as well. Coming into November, of course, we have our first quarter moon taking place in your sign, which is definitely going to be an action point for you. This is whatever it is that you've been debating, whatever it is that you've been trying to kind of muster up the courage and the bravery to go after and tackle, you will absolutely have whatever it is that you need in order to do just that coming into the very first day of November, especially with some of the situations that popped off with the new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio that we just had at the end of October. Now, this taking place in the first house of self for you means that you're ready to put yourself out there in a brand new way. You're ready to be seen. You're ready to be heard. You're ready to do whatever it is that you have to do in order to make the changes in your life that you know you have to make. So you're definitely going to feel that particular energy take over, and it's setting you up for a very active month here in November. Starting with November 8th, we will be having our full moon total lunar eclipse in Taurus at 16 degrees. So this will essentially close the door on eclipse season. I want to take you back to November of 2021. Something started for you around that particular time. There was a big change, a big choice, a big decision, a big path and direction change that definitely got amplified and reached a particular climax in May of 2022. This is the third and final chapter of this particular life lesson that the Taurus and Scorpio axis is here to teach us, which is a lot about give and take. A lot about what needs to die, what needs to end in order to free up the space for us to build something better in its place. We need to give birth to new routines, new relationships, new worth and value within ourselves, new money matters and opportunities. But a lot of the things that are blocking us from actually doing that is the shadow realm of our thoughts and of our emotions. There's a lot of negative talk, a lot of negative baggage that we have been kind of carrying around and bringing forth into the present moment, totally allowing that particular part of ourselves, the unconscious part of ourselves, to absolutely self-sabotage anything good that ever crosses our path. And we're definitely eager to put a particular end to that so that we can free ourselves up and start creating better change in our lives. So this full moon eclipse is going to be illuminating your fourth house. Your fourth house is your home and your family dynamic. It's about boundaries, where it is that you got to stop involving yourself in other people's lives and start worrying about yourself. And we have to consider the fact that the fourth house sits across from the 10th house of your career, of karma, of roles and responsibilities. And the 10th and the fourth house is very much about safety and security, coming in at, the emotional safety and security that we're, after, especially in our personal relationships. And the financial safety and security that, of course, impacts our home greatly by what it is that we're doing in our career and the kind of reputation that we're making for ourselves out in the world. So this whole eclipse energy that began back in November of 2021 is highlighting for you your 10th and your fourth house. There's been a lot of change in your home and your family dynamic and in your career since November of 2021. And we are seeing a little bit more of a stabilization take place with some rapid changes, some rapid transformations, all for the better. As we kind of close the door on this particular eclipse season. So the Taurus energy is about, what do we got to bring to life? What do we got to create? What do we got to give birth to? A lot of it has to do around our self-worth and our self-confidence, because our relationships and our money matters that are also ruled over by Taurus energy are directly impacted and reflect back to us how it is we actually feel about ourselves. The full moon is in a full illumination of what it is that's actually blocking us from going after what it is that we want, bringing to life and giving birth to certain elements, finding safety and security and stability in our lives. And again, the shadow realm, represented by the Scorpio energy, has a lot to do with that. What unconscious bullshit have you been telling yourself? Why do you lack the self-esteem and the self-worth and the self-value in your life? How do you not see that the people that you attract that don't treat you very good are the same types of energies and frequencies that you were raised under in the first 7 years of your life with the parental figures? You have to start connecting the dots. You have to kind of tap into your soul self and recognize where it is that the darkness is still alive and well in you, and where it is that it continue to stay alive and well, sabotaging every good thing, every good opportunity that you have in your life, until you face the music, until you unearth those particular parts of yourself and stop running from them and instead embrace them, hug them, integrate them, stand in your power, turn that pain into power, turn that darkness into light. And because this is eclipse energy, this is a wild card energy. This is expect the unexpected. And this is illuminating your fourth house of home and family dynamics, which means that there's likely some turbulence taking place in the home and in the family, especially with the feminine divine energies, the female energies in your life, because this is likely deep-seated, deeply rooted in how it is that you feel about yourself, how it is that you operate in your world due to the way that you were raised with that feminine divine energy and the role and responsibility that you have taken on in the world, trying to take care of everyone else except for taking care of yourself. So that's going to be a cold, hard truth for you to kind of get bitch slapped with in order to wake you up and show you that if you continue to run away from yourself, from your fears, from the ugliest parts of yourself, that you will continue to repeat the same patterns and behaviors in your relationship dynamics, in your money opportunities, and in your home life as well. So then on the 16th, we have Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and worth and pleasure and money, who just ruled over this full moon in Taurus, moving into Sagittarius energy, illuminating your 11th house. So the good news here is that Sagittarian energy is a fire energy. It brings a little bit of a spark back, a passion back, gives us a little bit of life force energy, lightens the mood, lightens the vibe a little bit. Venus being very concentrated on her self-worth, on her self-esteem, on what it is that's important to her, what it is that she values, what and who is worthy of her time. She's definitely been through the ringer since she was in Libran energy. She definitely stripped away parts of herself, her shadow elements, if you will, her deepest, darkest insecurities, doubts, and fears in Scorpio energy. And now she's ready to have a little bit of fun. She's ready to push herself outside of the comfort zone that has actually become a prison for her. And she's ready to kind of let her hair down and be a little bit more fancy free. She wants to align with a brand new truth. She's kind of constantly challenging the truth and the belief that she has within herself. She wants to explore. She wants to discover new things. She wants to feel excited and confident and optimistic once again. And as far as Venus moving into Sagittarius energy goes, we're bringing back all of the confidence. It's like a renewal in who it is that we are and who it is we desire to be. But it's also helping us define who it is that we never want to be again. And it's also helping us be very selective with who and what will get our energy, love, and attention from here. So the fact that this is taking place in your 11th house, the 11th house is all about connections. Pay attention to who comes into your realm around this particular time. It's also about vision, dreams, goals, hopes, and wishes. And now would be a good time to absolutely focus on what it is that you actually would want to experience. When you don't limit yourself, when you don't talk yourself out of your dreams, when you don't, bring in the negative narrative and tell you all the ifs, ands, and buts of why you can't have your desired outcome, when you just let yourself dream, what does that vision look like? That's what you have to concentrate on. We have a lot of energy backing us in manifesting right now, but you have to get very clear on what it is that you want. And although up until now, you've been very clear on what it is that you don't want, that's not good enough anymore. The universe needs you to be clear on what it is that you want. And part of that is aligning with the emotion of actually believing that you deserve to have what it is that you want. So this is going to be a little bit challenging, but highly rewarding for you too, if you're kind of willing and able to step up to this particular mental challenge. On the 17th, we have Mercury entering into Sagittarian energy, also in the 11th house. Now, Mercury in Sag is very direct, very straightforward, very to the point. We want to speak our truth. We want to blurt out our ideas, our thoughts, our emotions. We tend to lack a filter when Mercury is in Sag, so I want you to be very careful with that. But Mercury in Sag also opens up our mind to what is possible, to what it is that we actually feel inspired to pursue. Now, Mercury is the lower level intellect, the one that the ego rules over, so we do have to make sure that we're not tapping into our ego selves and allowing ourselves to talk ourselves out of the dreams, the vision, the goal that will be coming very, very clear to us when Mercury moves into Sagittarian energy. It might be helpful for you to kind of throw yourself into some spiritual books, some philosophical concepts, if you will. That's definitely in the realm of Mercury being in Sagittarius energy, but it will also help you to get your mind right, get your focus right. There is a huge amount of energy now that Saturn is direct in Aquarius, where we are moving forward, building new foundations, new systems, new structures, new boundaries in order for you to continue to do what you need to do, but not backburner what it is that you want to do because of what you think other people are going to think of you for doing that. So this is a mind F for you. But you have a lot of power. You are a visionary. So it is good for you to kind of test your inner narrative, so to speak. And Mercury moving into Sag is definitely going to help you get in alignment with what you need to be focused on as far as what it is that you want to manifest for yourself. On the 22nd, the sun moves into Sag, which means that your 11th house is lit up like a Christmas tree. The sun is our life force energy, shining a bright light on what it is that we want to do, what it is that we need to do, what it is that we have to bring to life, what it is that we have to accomplish. And in Sagittarian energy, first of all, what we need to do is stop being so freaking scatterbrained and actually focus on the path and the direction that we want to take. We're so excited with so many different options, so many different opportunities coming at us that we have too many irons in the fire. So you are going to have to kind of whittle down what it is, two choices in order for you to debate between, because the sun is showing you where it is that you have to pick a new direction, a new adventure for yourself, where there's a new part of yourself to discover. And a lot of this has a lot to do with your belief system and the belief within yourself that at this particular point is very limiting, that will be transforming into something way more positive by the end of November. The sun in Sag is showing you your higher self, and it would be advisable to listen to your higher self, to your intuition this month than the lower level intellect that has nothing but crap to say to you. This is really blocking you from being able to reach the higher vibrations and frequencies, the higher realm of manifesting. And it would be very advisable right now, especially seeing as you're sick and tired of repeating the same lesson over and over and over and meeting the same person in different bodies and the same type of relationships and the same type of opportunities. If you're tired of it, well, the only thing you can change is you. The only thing you can change is your mindset and your energy. And let me tell you, when you change your mindset and your energy, you're going to be shocked at how quickly things are able to transform. So on the 23rd, we have the new moon in Sagittarius, again, in your 11th house. Your 11th house of connections, of hopes, of dreams, of goals, of wishes, your higher self. The 11th house is where Aquarius naturally rules over. This is a very, very powerful month for you in order to reignite the spark that got snuffed out over the last couple of months. Sagittarius energy is fire. Let that fire burn away the old. Let that fire spark up and initiate something new. And let that fire really ignite a new passion and new desire in your life in order for you to pursue. This is big picture shit. This is big, great, grand picture. And you got to get a great big vision, a goal, a dream, a picture in your mind in order for you to break that down into small, manageable pieces on what it is that you need to do to actually accomplish it. So the new moon in Sag is bringing in a brand new vision for you, a brand new goal, a brand new truth, a brand new philosophy, a brand new understanding, a brand new perception of who it is that you are, what it is that you want, and what it is that is actually possible if you would just get out of your own damn way. Also on the 23rd, we have Jupiter, the planet of growth and expansion, beliefs and blessings, going direct in Pisces energy. This is going to kind of feel a little bit familiar because we dabbled in this, I'm going to say February to May of 2022. Jupiter going direct in Pisces. First of all, we would have had time while retrograde in Pisces for us to be kind of renewed, refreshed. We get a little bit of a chance to reconnect to ourselves, to our spiritual selves, to our soul self, to our dreams, to what it is that we actually want to do. We are gaining a little bit of clarity, but this is really a refresher, if you will, to get our soul right, to get our soul aligned. Now that Jupiter is going direct in Pisces energy, we're going to be able to actually go ahead and move forward, initiating and taking advantage of some of the opportunities that we slept on the first time around. This is going to, again, give us an opportunity to reorganize ourselves. And Jupiter going direct in Pisces is going to be illuminating your second house of foundations. Foundations in your routine, foundations in your self-worth, foundations in your relationship, in your money matters, and the opportunities to make more money. Now, this might feel like a little bit of a repeat of 2021 because Jupiter was in Pisces energy for the majority of 2021. You were kind of all over the place. You were trying something new, then you reverted back to what it is that you went to school for, or that you had most time and education about. And then you got bored with that and you tried to spice that up a little bit and that didn't really work well for you. So then you reverted, you're trying to figure things out. That's good. But now you should be refreshed, recalibrated, realigned, realizing where it is that now you get a second chance to redo some of the things that you didn't do well the first time around, where building and creating and giving birth to solid, safe, secure foundations in your life are concerned. And again, it all comes down to your self-worth and your self-confidence. And by this particular point in the calendar, you will be doing a lot better in that realm than you entered into this month with. You would have examined a lot of the internal dialogues, a lot of the shadow realms of yourself, and realized where it is that you have to kind of change up your focus, your perspective, your understanding, your inner narrative if you want a different result out in the outer realm of your experience. And I would say, based off of the energy coming through, that you've made a little bit of progress here. Jupiter going into a direct position in the second house means that you have a lot of opportunity to make a huge amount of growth, a huge amount of improvement from now until the end of the year. And whatever it is that you need to do to wrap up the loose ends, the uncertainties, the fears, the doubts, the insecurities that are still playing on you, get it done so that you can move into 2023 with a clear path on what it is that you need to accomplish. Keep in mind, Jupiter will re-enter into Aries energy December 20th, the day before the solstice. And that is going to take us back to May 10th of 2022. So from May 10th up until about, let's say, September-ish, we were trying to make things happen. We were being a little bit more bold and brave. We were redefining who it is that we were, going through a reinvention, a rebranding of self. and then we lost sight of who it is that we were and our dreams and our vision, we dip back into this Pisces energy to reconnect with that vision, with that dream, with our soul self. And now we get a second chance, a second opportunity to do things right with a little bit more strategy, a little bit more perspective, a little bit more understanding. So especially in this second house where you get to build something new, heart-centered, heart-aligned, soul-centered, soul-aligned, something with mission, meaning, and purpose that you feel good about, that you're not constantly questioning and speaking fear into, you will definitely accomplish a lot from now until the end of the year and set yourself up for a beautiful, strong foundation and platform for you to grow upon and operate from as we move into 2023. So some of the messages that I would like for you to concentrate on and leave you with for the month of November, the very first thing that they're talking about is you gotta realize that you're moving on, that the chapter that you have been walking through, the tough love life lessons that you have had thrown at you in order for you to recognize your own self-worth, your talents, your skills, you're about to move on from that tough love life lesson, and you're about to move into a stage where you have to operate from the highest version of yourself, the highest thoughts of yourself. You're almost packing up, you're going on a brand new journey. You need to pack up. You're really trying to discern what it is that you're leaving behind and what it is that you're taking with you. And throughout this process, this is a lot of the inner, narrative work, the inner self work, the confidence work that you need to be doing. But what I would say to you is pack light. Right? We don't want to continue to take the emotional baggage, the unconscious pain and trauma from the past into our future. That's how self-sabotage happens. That's why you continue to repeat the same systems, the same lessons, the same cycles in your life, because you continuously bring that emotional baggage into every new situation that you have. And then, self-sabotage happens. Repetitive patterns and behaviors happen, and then you have to start over from square one. So definitely discern what it is, packing light, that you are willing to take with you in this next chapter of your life, and just recognize that the heaviness, the emotional heaviness, the weight needs to stay in the past where it belongs. You are about to end out a particular life cycle, again, especially between the back and forth with the changes in your home and in your career. I would say that there is a beautiful sense of completion and almost a celebration point for what it is that you've been able to accomplish. But I feel like it's going to take you mid-month in order for you to have the mental perspective, understanding, and capabilities to look at your experiences and actually pluck out the silver linings instead of focus on all the things that went wrong. Right now, you're kind of, I'm going to say, predisposed to looking at the bad instead of the good. It is very challenging for you to pluck out the good and pluck out what it is that you have to be proud of and celebrate. You do have to work towards that. But I feel like once you reach that point, mid-month, especially as all of those particular aspects build up in that 11th house, you're going to be seeing your past in a totally different mind frame than what it is that you have been kind of looking at it upon. And with a fresh set of eyes, a higher understanding, a deeper set of perception, not only will you see all that you've been able to celebrate and overcome, but the picture, the possibilities of the future become a little bit brighter, a little bit more expansive, a little bit more exciting due to the shift in perception, your shift in your mental plane. The last thing I want to leave you with is that there's a deep transformation going on in your work, in your career, in the roles and responsibilities. Again, this Taurus and Scorpio life lesson that we've been learning has been activating your 10th and 4th house of career and home and family dynamics. But again, may I remind you, it's about finding safety and security, stability in your emotions and in your financial worth. Your self-confidence, your self-esteem is your emotional stability. And if you don't feel worthy or deserving in your emotions, then you're not going to receive the kind of monetary and financial income that you are actually worthy and deserving of. So once you change this mindset, you're just going to be so astonished with how much more money starts rolling into your life. And you can take that as a good indicator, as a hint, as a clue of how much inner work you're actually doing by seeing new financial opportunities kind of be blessed upon you and offered to you. What I would say is that it would be a good time right now to be a little bit more reflective on the ups and downs that you've experienced in your career, what you've tried, what you haven't tried, what worked for you, what didn't work for you. Again, a sorting out, if you will, of what it is that you want to leave behind and what it is that you want to take with you to build upon. I feel like you are missing a lot of the positives, a lot of the things that did work for you. And again, that comes down to mindset that will be developing and changing over the month of November. But I think what you need to do right now is take a good look at all the different careers, all the different opportunities, all the different situations that you were in, what worked for you, what didn't, what you enjoyed, what you didn't, what you were really good at, what you sucked at, and literally pluck out the silver linings and see what you're left with. And take all of those pros and pool them together and see where it is that you can breathe new life into whatever it is that you do for a living so that you can stay motivated, stay inspired, stay challenged, but still stick with the realm of what it is that you're skilled and you're talented and you're knowledgeable about so that you don't get bored, so that you don't get down on yourself, so that you don't lose motivation, and so that you don't reach a point where you feel like you have to bust away and start fresh again. That's one of your downfalls, is you get bored very easily, and then you're on a quest for something new, and then you jump into something new, and it doesn't work out, and then you retreat back to what is old and familiar. I'm saying, be innovative. That's one of your strongest suits. Be innovative. Stick to what it is that you've been doing. Stick to what it is that you're good at, but constantly challenge yourself to keep things spicy, to keep things new, and constantly push yourself to innovate and be progressive by infusing what it is that you do with brand new energy, brand new life force, and brand new ideas. So Aquarius, that's all I have for you for the month of November. I hope that the messages were helpful, that you resonated with some of them. I think you're in for a very interesting month. Lots of changes coming forth, especially within that beautiful genius mental plane of yours. I hope you have a beautiful month. We'll talk to you soon.